Oh boy, that's bright. We tilt the umbrella to block the sun, but the wind catches it. It was sure nice to see Jerry Turkey up and running around this morning. I don't know who she was chasing, though. Somebody. She's filing a turkey grievance.
She's been meeting me every morning and eating the little dish I used to eat from scratch. I have to hold it down. She picks it.
Where is Georgie? Bob? Where is Georgie? Oh, I see him. Georgie's kind of like me. He's always got to be different and do the opposite of the pack. That's why I like Georgie so much. Plus, when he gets mad, he bites. Ew. Time for sunglasses. Happy geese. Georgie's. I don't know if you can see him. They're kind of... He's the white through there. Gotta get tricky and improvise, so we put a stake there so that the umbrella can't spin. Oh, something exciting. I will show you guys. Where is it? There it is. Baby pumpkin. So cool. Let's see here. We have baby tomatoes here on this Ambrosia Orange UBX. We have baby tomatoes on this... Oh, I got this dialed in way too much. On this stick plant. And then I thought I saw some on the tomato right here. It looks like there could be some forming, and I'm not exactly sure which tomato that is because I can't judge how many back because the stupid deer ate 2 of them. It is a jungle in there. That is a zinnia. Dogs are whining. Garlic is ready to be harvested. We're going to let it dry out. Probably either harvest it today or tomorrow. And then these beds will be left to lie until it's time to plant a fall garden. And I'm going to do probably like lettuce and stuff like that. Cabbage. Which I probably should start the cabbages here soon. Go to work, lawnmowers. You're slacking. That's the great thing. I mean, if you are able to and you are wanting to raise any kind of livestock type birds, geese are the way to go because their eggs, you know, everybody talks about duck eggs. Well, goose eggs are just about the same as duck eggs. The added benefit to geese, same with ducks, is their pool water is like perfect fertilizer. It's like 10-10-10. They mow your lawn. They're great for weed patrol. And they're like an advanced warning system. So if you have unwanted visitors to your place at all, these guys will let you know. And they're also protection because they can get kind of mean. So I highly recommend going with geese. If we would have known how personable geese were, because I just have faint recollections. When I was young, we had a 25, oops, hang on here. Yeah. When I was young, we lived on a 25-acre farm, and we had everything from pigs and goats to horses to a goose, and it was a gander, and he was mean, and I remember he bit me once, and that was my only experience really with geese. So I was reluctant, but I was very curious when we got up here, because we were just going to have chickens, and then we were gifted the turkeys. Now we're down to one, of course, just Jerry, our female, and the guineas, and those guineas are really hardy little birds. We were gifted 3 of them. We still have all 3. They're Heckle, Jekyll, and Freckle. And that made me curious about other birds. And so we had the chance to get a pair of geese from my friend Nicole. And we went out and picked them up. And Gracie was a splay leg. Bob named them Georgie and Gracie. We wound up losing Gracie, I'm going to say roughly a week after we brought him home. Whoa, that's bright, and I got hit in the head with the bamboo pole. Anyhow, as cute as Georgie was, we decided that we wanted to get more geese. And so we were able, how the story goes with these geese is because geese are very social and they need to have other geese around them. We contacted a local feed store, and they told me that they would indeed order in geese, but it would be about 6 weeks. So we said, sure, order them in. We'll take, we'll take at least, I think we were going to get 3.
Males.
Well, yeah, we wanted to get 1 male, 2 females. Because then that way they each had a girlfriend. The 6 weeks came and went. Move this out here because Bob's fussing with, I got an idea, tie it to the strings right there. The 6 weeks came and went. I contacted them because it was, wow, sorry about that. We got umbrella modifications going on. It was the day before the 6 weeks. They were supposed to be getting them in. I called them and they said, oh no, we didn't get them in. We're not going to get them. I was like, wow, you had my phone number. I was going to pay you a deposit and all that. You could have told me. They didn't tell me though. So which left us with no other option but to run to another feed and farm store where their prices were pretty jacked up. And they only had these African males or African females. And the females were $50 a piece. The males were $25 a piece. At that point, we just needed to get Georgie some friends. So we opted to get 2 of the males. And that's when Leonard and Sheldon came on. And it was supposed to be Leonard and Marvin, except for I just kept calling them Leonard and Sheldon, so it stuck. And then it came about that, these guys, these males, they needed to have some girlfriends. So I joined this poultry group on Facebook for the local area. The reason I joined it is because in the interim, we did a rescue on Nyla, our peahen. So we had her. Oh, there's Fred. Fred and Nyla are going to, they're calling the geese. Oh, how cool. So we had Nyla join the Peafowl group. We got made arrangements to get Fred, and as I was talking to that lady, I asked her, do you have any female geese, or do you know of anybody who has them? And she's like, yes, I actually do. And she put me in touch with this lady that lives not even an hour from us, who had the 2 females. So we brought home Penny and Amy Farrah Fowler, which those names kind of came about naturally, having Leonard and Sheldon. And then we got them one day, and then the very next day we went up, and it was about 90 minutes away, and we picked up Fred because we really wanted Fred. And Fred is I typically hate buying animals, but at this point in time with Georgie, we were rather desperate to get him friends, so we did wind up spending, it was it was just over $100 for Leonard, Sheldon, Amy, and Penny. And then Fred, I don't want to talk about. he was a lot of money, but he's been worth every single penny of that money, and we're glad we have him. And we did lose a chicken over the 4th of July to stress, so we're down to 6 Henriettas. Yeah, and that was really sad. And it just drives me nuts when people say, oh, it's just hard on animals, they'll get through it. No, some of them don't. Some of them die of stress. Why does that goose sound like that?
Not a goose. It's a peacock.
That's a peacock?
Yes.
That sounds like a goose.
Peacock.
That's a crazy sound. These animals are just, they're worth it. And the chickens are the ones that cover the cost of the feed for everybody. We do have to put out a little bit of money every month for them, but in general, the food and the scratch are generally covered by the chickens.
Peacock.
Yeah, I hear Fred. But can you go over there and see what they're going off about?
They're not.
What do they do? Really? Because they don't do... Maybe I can't hear it because I'm in the house.
They do that all the time.
Yeah, these birds are pretty cool.